league on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New Orleans Saints and the New York Giants. And it's all up next.
It can hold over 82,000 fans, and every one of those seats is filled for this one, as our coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium. Welcome, everybody, to the booth. I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward for this game. And Brock, as a former quarterback, I know your focus is on the offensive side of the ball ahead of this kickoff.
Yeah, these two offenses are so fun to watch because the best offenses in this league, Kate, they're about trust. And it just pops out. When you study them during the week on the game film, you just see it. They trust one another. That's head coach, that's coordinator, that's play caller, that's to the quarterback, and then certainly the 11 on the field. Both these groups are getting it done.
Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And we're off from MetLife. On the return, here's Mims. This return makes it up to the 25. So the Saints offense taking over for the first time here. And then brought out by the second rounder who's been climbing the leaderboard since 2014 at Fresno State, Derek Carr.
One thing you can always trust about Carr is to give you a lot of games and a whole lot of numbers as a starter each and every season. He's just got a lightning quick release. I love watching him throw a football, but he's not gotten a lot of chances at postseason moments. And time, well, time is not on his side.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 28. That's caught by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They're set up at the 35 now. Carr now on 1st and 10. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. They'll have him gain about a handful there. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
They send one of the tight ends in motion right. They give on 2nd to Kamara. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Micah McFadden able to make the play. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Carr with it on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They've got to like how they've been moving it early here. It's down to the opposing 45-yard line. Carr with it on 1st. That's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the play. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. And they bring him down at the 25-yard line after surrendering some good yardage. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Here's 2nd and 2. This is reeled in by Kamara. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. Kamara's got it. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Running behind center with Kamara. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Carr here from the gun. And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Blake Groupie to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Giants out and getting set for their first drive. And we will get a look at their 6th-year signal caller.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Tracy once more. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. They go right back to Tracy. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. This one goes for 3 yards. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure That first down right there.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. This time it's a passing play. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
All right, here we go, second down. Another try following the sack. Oh, he put some heat on this deep. That's grabbed inside the 30. It's a New York touchdown. The Giants finish off their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants start off well to tie things 7-7. Gano ready to send this away. Here comes Williams on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This New Orleans offense readied up for its second drive of the contest. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a give inside to Kamara. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Jason Pinnock there on the tackle. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
2nd and 10 now. This is reeled in by Taysom Hill. And he'll get this up close to the 40 before going out.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. A run now with Kamara. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Carr. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Back to the air, Carr. This is reeled in by Valdez-Scantling. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a pickup of 26. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Throwing on 1st down, it's Carr. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
That is a DB's best friend's pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again, it's Carr. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Carr throwing on 3rd. He has the first over the middle. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They'll run the toss to Kamara. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. He'll get 2 yards, and that brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Kamara running out of the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front, and they fired off the line knowing a run was coming, and boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
Third and long for him here. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Mikatomny's kick is good, and that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They've got 1st down from the 31. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a pickup of 11. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play, but they will take that execution every time.
Lock. Got a man. Robinson has it. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
A give to Tracy up the middle. He'll cobble together a yard there. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. They pick up a yard. Still need one more, though. Third down coming up.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
A handoff to Tracy. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Catch is made. It's Jalen Hyatt. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York! The Giants take a field goal lead in our opening quarter. I think we actually saw him call it early there, Brock. He made that throw, and then he signaled it was gonna be a touchdown. Like a guy calling it before his three-pointer goes through the net.
Oh, you mean like Larry Legend Bird?
Ooh.
In the three-point shooting contest in the 80s?
Or maybe like a Tyrese Maxey, you know, but whatever.
Well, the kids aren't alive, I get it. And they weren't alive in the 80s. They didn't see Larry Legend do it, but he did, and he anticipated, just like the quarterback.
Gano for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants take a 4-point lead. Gano ready to send this away. On the return, here's Mims. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. Carr to the air now. Gets this one to Shaheed. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the 32. That's complete to Kamara. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
5 men in the secondary for the G-men now, ahead of 3rd down. Looking to throw, Carr. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day one install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route, 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They bring the tight end in motion. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
They motion the slot man right. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short third down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Pistol snap to Carr. Taken in by Hill, right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. 14-10 our score. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. We're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. This one's taken in by Hill. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Kamara. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. First shot gets him 5. Still a couple of looks remaining. It's 2nd and goal.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Williams will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Carr setting to throw. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
You know, that's an example right there where you just simply got to be on the same page with each other and get both ends of the play right to execute. They want that one back.
On 4th down, out comes the Saints field goal team and Blake Grupe. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Mickey kick is good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Fielded at the 7. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Giants and Tyrone Tracy are running back on now. They have played lights out on offense, scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing off the play fake here. Searching. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
You're going to go play action, Kate. You've got to sell. If you don't convince that defense you're running it, or if it's a situation where you never run the ball, you really do leave your quarterback dead in the water, vulnerable against a defense who will storm right past that fake and right into that pocket.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Willie Gay there on the tackle.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Along the sideline, he brings it in. They say he got the feet down, too. Excellent work. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. From the gun, it's Tracy. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Here's Tracy. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run in crossing that first down marker.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Coming left is Tracy. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Changing things up. They're going to throw now. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Short side option here. He's running left. Doesn't get much beyond the line. A yard at most. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that, but let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. And that brings up 4th and long. Well, he found the route he wanted pretty quickly, Brock, but maybe, I don't know, he telegraphed who he wanted a little too much because that defender sure got there just as the ball arrived to force it loose.
Yeah, this is one of those tough moments as an analyst, right? Because you're right, offensively he didn't get the job done, but I'm going to give a gold star to the defense. Anytime you make contact and you disrupt that pass, that's a job well done defensively.
Here comes the Saints offense. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Cordell Flott there on the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Working out of the gun, it's Carr. Short pass brought in. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the first.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Running back sent in motion. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Carr now on 1st and 10. Taken in by Shaheed. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Carr here from the gun. That's complete to Valdez-Scantling. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. That was Kayvon Thibodeau there to wrap him up. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing his Carr. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. They were looking for him again, Brock, and for a moment, we thought he had another catch, but then that contact knocked the football from his hands.
Kind of become a victim of his own early success. Not too different, Kate, than a pass rusher that gets a sack. You know what happens? Got to slide to him, got to chip to him. You get a receiver that gets it going like this, you know more contact and more focus is coming his way.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. It's Tracy on the carry. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A couple yards on the run. It's 3rd and 6 now. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. He's got him, that's Tracy. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
First down, ball at the 36. Throwing his lock. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they face 2nd down. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice. I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Lock looking to throw. All the time in the world.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. The Saints and Derek Carr about ready to get back to work. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Completes this one to Hill. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jason Pinnock there on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running behind center with Kamara. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Tackled on that play by Isaiah Simmons.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Running back sent in motion. Got his target. It's Hill. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
First and 10 from the 41. And off headed right, Kamara. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Another run for Kamara. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Tackled on that play by Isaiah Simmons. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on third down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Carr with it on 3rd and short. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And 4th and 4 coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. The Giants offense all set to get started. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. To throw, here's Locke. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
We've got enough data now through the years to understand that an explosive play on offense, more often than not, leads to scoring. We also know if you can create a negative play defensively. In a tightly contested game like this, every play matters. And to get that negative play, put this offense on their heels, exactly what this defense needed.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. He just kept going the wrong way, and that's going to cost him. That is a safety. And that drive, Brock, I'm calling that the 2-2-2. 2 plays, 2 sacks for the defense, and 2 points for him as well, thanks to that safety.
You kind of felt it building, right? That's what happens with defenses. They can feel and sense, and they get that momentum. They get the first takedown, they come right back and get that second. Now it's imperative this offense responds because you've infused that defense with a bunch of momentum.
So they give away the lead on the safety, and now they're going to have to give away the football with a free kick. Begins his return at the 16. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Well, so far, they've got to be pretty happy with how he's been leading their offense. It has been a great start.
And I'd hesitate to say it's only going to get better, especially if they really decide to keep running this offense through that quarterback's arm.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the shotgun, Carr. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. They kick the running back in motion. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And it'll be Giants football. So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. And their last drive reached the wrong end zone and equaled 2 points. So trying for the other end zone and 6 on this possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Locke to the air. Got it, man. Robinson has it. And he'll maybe get 2 out of that. And that play brings us to the 2-minute warning. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Giants looking down a very long field. 2nd and 8. That one's cut along the left sideline. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 from the 41. Here's Locke. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And the Giants will have a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. He'll throw it yet again. He put some juice on a deep throw down the middle. Could not beat the defender there. And now it's 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Motioning the tight end now. He locates Daniel Bellinger. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Locked down. Has his man, it's Tracy. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. That one gains 7. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. Connects with Slayton. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Brought down by Paulson Adebo. Second and 6 coming up here. Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 6 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. So it'll be second down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Nice work by the back here, playing safety valve complete. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
This offense in position now, it's first and goal. Throwing it again here. Oh, he nearly reeled that in, as close as you can get, but just an exciting incompletion.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
So after the incomplete pass, here's second and goal. Still sticking with the passing game. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down. Throwing from the gun here. Has it in close. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on third downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
On fourth down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. A very short kick here from the right hash. The kick by Gonzalez is good. And they've taken back the lead.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Gano ready to send this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Second and 3 now. From the 37. This is reeled in by Kamara. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Looking to throw. Caught for big yards on the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It's from the right hash, 46 yards. Mickey kick is good, and they've taken back the lead. So at halftime, the Saints fighting to an advantage on the road. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a one-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Giants and Drew Lock ready to go again on offense. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They're going play action. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Giants will have a first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. So that brings up second down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Looking for his wide receiver there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
To the air, 3rd and long. Sideline throw reeled in by Neighbors. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. They are throwing it again. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's tackled for no gain.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. This is Tracy. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Lock. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And we'll see what they do here on second down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
2nd and 10 now. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. He can't hang on to the pass. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Saints grab it!
You know, Kate, we talk about these wide receivers all the time and their incredible body control, but I'll say this, these pass rushers in this day and age, the body control they have to get home on these sacks, but more importantly, to create these strip sacks is so hard to do, and that is a master's class in how to take the ball away. Well done.
The New Orleans offense set to go now. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Running left, this is Kamara. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Giants side of the field. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Man in motion here. From the 48. Taken in by Shaheed. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Kamara running out of the gun. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that 1st down. Well done.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tyler Nubin with the tackle.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
2nd and 4. Short pass brought in. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Drew Phillips making the tackle.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
It's Kamara on 3rd down. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Not trying to do too much there. Short yardage situation. Just make sure you get to the marker and reset those chains.
All right, set now. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the 1st sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another try following the sack. This is reeled in by Valdez-Scantling. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. They get 19, and now they're going to have first and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They run it from the gun with Kamara. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's second and goal. Carr here from the gun. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans! The Saints push their lead further to start the half. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, man, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Group B to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints grow their lead to 8. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now here comes the New York offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Locke looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure, but you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Second and 3 now. A handoff to Tracy. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Willie Gay there on the tackle. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here's Tracy once more. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That's good for 7 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Going to the ground again on first. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Sent to the ground by Pete Werner. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
To throw, here's Locke. A throw left side, caught by Neighbors. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Giants will have a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Locke to the air. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Throwing is Locke. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
From the gun on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
They've got first down from the 31. Locke to throw it. Hits his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
2nd and 3 now. From the 23. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Design bootleg here. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
You know, these third and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on third and short, they can't get the job done.
The kick by Gonzalez is good. And that gets them back within 5.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Here comes Williams on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Saints and running back Alvin Kamara trotting back out to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Carr. Caught out left. Good little rip there, looks like about 6. Tackled on that play by Isaiah Simmons.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
They give on second to Kamara. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach third down.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. They kick the running back in motion. Carr with it on 3rd and short. This one's taken in by Hill. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Carr. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Got his target. It's Hill. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And the Giants going nickel. 3rd down coming. Now Carr. That's complete to Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
They'll send out the punting unit. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. This lands deep into the end zone. We're picking things up for the 20 after the touchback. The Giants and Darius Slayton with the football once again. And they settled for a field goal on their last series, so points are a positive, but they'll look to upgrade to a touchdown here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. A give to Tracy up the middle. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Here's Locke. He's got Bellinger. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Gets this to Slayton. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Willie Gay there on the tackle. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Locked down. He's got time here. Complete out to the right side. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Giants will have a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Lock. Taken in by Bellinger. And that's good for a gain of 5. Alontae Taylor making the stop. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Giants football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the 4th. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound a defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing from the gun here. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
2nd and 3 now. Trying the right side with Tracy. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
All set up now for 1st and 10. They go right back to Tracy. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Locke looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they make this stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. They run. Here's Tracy. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
A lot of times we will see defenses get so overcommitted to defending that inside run, they're vulnerable to the outside toss. And that's when things open up and you can reset those downs.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here 1st and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. He's got it. And in, touchdown, New York. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts them in front here in the second half and puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
So now a big moment for the Giants as they line up for 2. He's throwing for it! And this is caught, so add a couple more to this lead they've got here in the 4th. Well, that right there, a very important 2-point conversion, Brock. Their lead now up to 3. A field goal would only tie this one.
Yeah, the math was pretty easy on that one, right? You know what it does. It puts you up 3 and forces a field goal on the other side. But I'll tell you what else I like there, Kate. It's psychology. Puts a little seed of doubt on that other side. Maybe if you come into this moment later in the game, and certainly an injection of confidence for your offense that they can deliver in the clutch.
Gano ready to send this away. On the return, here's Mims. This return makes it up to the 25. The Saints back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Carr here from the gun. And a man is there to knock that away.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They go play action with Carr. Forced out to his right. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
They kick the running back in motion. Carr throwing on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Carr with it on 1st. Taken in by Shaheed. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. To the ground it goes, that's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short?
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Kamara gets it. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Completes this one to Hill. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Running back sent in motion. Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
They're set up at the 35 now. Throwing on 1st down, it's Carr. Kamara's got it. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Running behind center with Kamara. And he has this one down to the 8-yard line. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
From the shotgun, Carr. This is reeled in by Kamara. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly, as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Throwing his Carr. Has it in close. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. They send a receiver in motion right. Oh, surprise gift to the receiver near the goal line. And he's in for the touchdown. The Saints take a 4th quarter lead. Chris Olave with the touchdown. Well, partner, with the increased focus on receivers now in the ground game, the jet sweep, it's a weapon all 32 teams and coaches have to rely on for offense. And for the good ones, it can be a lucrative play to have ready, too.
Yeah, lucrative on the scoreboard, certainly, Kate. And don't forget about lucrative for the wallet, too. Next time his agent's at the negotiating table, he's going to be sure to bring plays up like that one and mention the value he can bring beyond the work of just catching the football.
Groupie adds the extra point. And the Saints take a 4-point lead. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Robinson in motion right. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He finds Slayton. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. A give right side to Tracy. And this one does not go far. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. It's Tracy on the carry. Escapes a defender. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10 now. Pass cut by Tracy. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Tracy. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused, and they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Offense looking confident, but they need 4 here on 4th down. Here's Locke. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen on one of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Carr. That's complete to Kamara. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a third down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
1st and 10 from the 41. Kamara running out of the gun. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior. 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Saints holding a 4-point lead. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Straight ahead with Williams. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Second down now, 7 to go. They go with Williams on the counter. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Underneath it goes. Catch made by the running back. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Less than a yard needed here on 4th. Running for it, Kamara. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Come on now. Was there any doubt who they were going to go to right there? That was always going to be a run play. No problem converting on 4th.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. So this a win on the road for the Saints. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, Every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from New York.